Alright, I think here we are. Should be all good. Yes, I do. Alright, perfect. Good evening, everyone. Here we are for another round of 81 in IIRL Season 7, I think. Honestly, can't keep track. Oh no. Have we had a little thing? I'm definitely speaking, obviously, so my microphone is turned on, so or at least I pressed it. Uh, Xbox. Where is the option for that? Okay. Go here, here. Well, is it in the settings of the Xbox settings or? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It says more options, but it'll take me into the Xbox settings. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Oh, there we are. Yeah. See that? Okay. Let's just come up with it. So. Oh. Is it working? Okay, perfect. So we are okay. Corgi can hear me. This is good. Okay, perfect. Oh no. Okay, so here we are, everyone, for another round of 81 Season 7 in IIRL. We are here for a sprint weekend in Texas, the US of A. And to be honest, I am quite looking for this one. This is my first solo stream and my first time streaming as a whole. This is usually Corgi's job, so we will get the hang of this as we go along. But how are we all doing this evening? In the chat, I am very good. My compatriot of Corgi, you are not here, so I'm very upset with that. But we will work with this as we go through. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Alright, sorry about that, everyone. We are back now, as we have our first car come out of the pits. It is a trusty Ferrari in Red Dragon. He will definitely be looking forward to this race, being the first out on track. Let's see what he can do on his... Well, he's not the first car out on track anyway, but just in Cod Camper. Red Dragon, I will enjoy being alone for 2 hours. This is going to be a hell of a ride, and I will love it. What's wrong with the audio, Red Dragon? Hang on, give me a minute. I'm doing... I like the sound settings on the highest. Not that one. It's not that one. Which one is it? Audio settings, there we are. Let's do... let's do that one, I think. Yeah, we'll just try that. Yeah, I mean, You lot can tell me if it's still too loud or not, so we can see what works for people as we go along. I will very much respect it. So, COTA, of course, a very difficult track to get the hang of. Of course, I raced in NA on Tuesday, and it did not go very well for me. Okay, cool. I mean, we'll burn that when it comes around. But okay, so Cod Camper is the first to start a lap here, and takes turn one very nice. Doesn't use all the exit, uses a bit of overtake. Going through the S's. Doesn't invalidate. You do not want to invalidate your lap there. Of course, the game says that's a purple sector, but of course he's the first to do it. Goes a little bit off track there. Doesn't invalidate though. Very tight corner this one. Should get a track map up really. Using a lot of battery down the back straight. Ooh, as we have a little bit of shenanigans between Willow and a Mercedes coming into the final corner to start their laps. As we now see Cod Camper coming through to finish his first attempt of this sprint short quali session, as we have 14 drivers today, and he comes across the line to do a 1:33.1. It's a great starting lap time for Cod, as Red Dragon goes a second quicker with a 32.1. And who's next across the line? It's a Red Bull of... That's not. We got an Aston of Watnell who's going to start his lap, but we have a load of different drivers. Jacob is a returning driver tonight. Has spent a little time away from AT1, but goes P2, 5/10 slower than his teammate, and Chaz does a 31 flat. Chaz, you're too quick, mate, I've got to be honest. A lot at the moment, so we will keep an... What is happening? So Rothwell, 82 driver, has of course won in 82 Azerbaijan very recently, as the dismay to an angry corgi. He goes P6 with a 33.1. That guy is starting a lap now, and I and Greg coming to the line with a 33.5, obviously in the running for the 82 championship alongside myself. There is a 5-point gap between us currently, as Johnny B is the next across the line and does a 33.1. Okay, this is going to be very interesting. That P7 to P9 gap is very good at the moment, and we have, as also we have seen that Exotic and Björn Beast also set lap times in the 31.31s, with Watnell doing a 31.5 as well. Good evening, Rids. It is just me tonight. Corgi has decided to ditch me a little bit, but we are fine. He's deflated, crosses the line to go P2 with a 31.3. Who is next? It's that guy. Doesn't invalidate at the invalidation corner, I'm not going to call it, because it is just annoying. He uses all this battery and goes P8 just ahead of his reserve teammate 2 minutes. Yes, that is right. What? No, you have one sprint quali session, the sprint race, the short quali for the race, and then the race itself. We have had 12 drivers set lap times at the moment. With 4 minutes left, we should probably have tyres on to make sure to see who did lap times on what. So everyone did lap times on the mediums, except from Jakob and Watnall. And then there we do that. Just sorting some stuff out. So we will do that. And that should... Honestly, if Corgi had gone trick-or-treating, I'd be very disappointed that he has left me for that. Ooh, a ghost. Please don't tell me just put a bedsheet over yourself, please. Because that would be very, very basic. And don't know about you, but basic is boring. So, on track we have Red Dragon, who invalidated his out lap, I believe, but might have enough fuel to do another run. What makes a bedsheet sexy? I gotta be honest, I don't know. Corgi, you'll have to explain that one to me. So... Oh, Oh, no, you asked the question. Yeah. that one's all you, Corgi. We have all our drivers coming, or most of our drivers starting their out laps. As we wait for the final runs to be set, and we have a little bit of a car park in turn 1, as we have drivers all bunched together until... Ah, yes, this is roles reversed. Well, all those times I was the chat for you, and now you're the chat for me. So, welcome to it. And I do not have a thesis to do, so you might regret that down the line. Anyway, we have a Williams. That will be our first car to start their final laps. In Rothwell, he is going to be hoping to get his practice for a T2, in which he'll be hoping to rob another win off Angry Corgi. Just not by a 10th, by 18 seconds. And, you know, let's watch Rothwell for this lap, because entertainment. Very nice. Turn 1. Bit of overtake on exit. Through the first part, through the second, and through the third and fourth. Yeah, Corgi, don't you dare. Through, ooh, as we have a Watnall has had a little error on his lap. Yep, so he will not be setting another lap time unless he can make it back to the start finish line, which there's only 20 seconds left, so he will not. And let's go back on with Rothwell through sector 3. still has a lot of battery, so we'll hopefully use some of it as much as the game lets him. Through the triple right of sector 3. Doesn't invalidate, plays it quite safe with the invalidation zones, but of course wants to go quicker, wants to be fighting for that 8th place, and Rothel stays P9. I think... Oh, Red Dragon, that's your mistake. That is your mistake that you weren't able to. Is with more drivers crossing the line, Exotic has gone P1, and just as I say that, Björn beats him by 0.5 thousand of a second. That is very close times between the two Mercedes there. Of course, they are, I think, going to try and confirm the Constructors' title win today, as Chaz goes P1. Wow. Honestly, these lap times always too quick for my liking, so now we have Top Gun joining. And that guy goes P5 with a 31.4. And those are some very good lap times. Willow didn't get a lap in. I completely missed that. So I reckon that Willow is going to try a last question mark challenge that you might see on social media platforms. But that is the end of our quali session, in which we have Chaz in P1, Björn in P2, and Exotic P3. So that is the end of the qualifying for the sprint, and we will now have a short little wait for the sprint to start. So, as we wait, I think it's now time to do a little segment that I now want to have trademarked and also have it coined for just me and Corgi that are allowed to do it, and I'm going to call it Time. So, me and Corgi love our time zones, and we will have some very fun facts, I guess. So, of course, Texas time zones is current. If you're watching this in the UK, where it is, what time is it now? 10 to 8 in the evening. It is currently 10 to 3 in Texas, so very afternoon warm weather in Texas. And I guarantee that, I mean, I don't know what the weather's doing for the sprint or race, or the quali for the race, but I don't think we're going to see any rain. If any one of the drivers on track could give me any information on weather, would be very much appreciated. Yes, Corgi, I'm glad you do. Time is now ours. No one else can have it. And we will be also wondering what times these drivers can do while they're on the track. So, track time track. As Cod Camper informs me that that everything is going to be dry, which is slightly disappointing, but if you watched NA on Tuesday, you would have known that there was wet weather for the qualifying for the race, which was not very fun to drive without assists. You did. It was very good racing from and quali from you on Tuesday. As we wait for these drivers to start off, of course, we have no timer, so we will not know when the cars will go broom broom. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I mean, to be fair, there was a massive gap to me anyway. I think I ended the main race with a gap of 50 seconds to the car ahead. It was not a good one for me to finish. As we get off to the formation lap here for the I was going to say Qatar. I'm not sure about you guys, but I don't think this is Qatar. So we can have that, we can't have that. And we'll have the tyres. So, okay, this is... I did not expect to see the hard tyres come out in the sprint. Oh, as we've now gone up to 16 drivers with the arrivals of Top Gun and Cormac Hutton. Of course, Top Gun is a very quick driver who'll be definitely looking up to make way to the field, through the field. And Cormac Hutton, of course, has had some very good showcases in the last couple of weeks. Of course, has been very quick. But I'm wondering what is actually going on in the Mercedes garage. I wonder if Toto Wolff will be smacking any headphones on his desks, or how many head desks he got. So I wonder if the Mercedes Joe will be hoping that their race comes in favour towards the end. And they might allow some of the drivers behind them to overtake. That was... we are not going to let Exotic ever forget about that. Going off track to warm up his tyres. Of course, tyre temperatures will not be in the Westwood. As we get AWS graphics. In a league race, we get AWS graphics. So there will not be any pit stops, hopefully, in this race. Our drivers now line up on the grid, as we have P1 all the way down to P16, as Red Dragon gets disqualified from the formation lap, so he will have a disadvantage off the start line. There's 5 red lights, and away they fly. The lights took a lot of time to settle down there, as we have Björn. Oh, deflated wing goes around the outside, or a little bit of contact there, but all in all, pretty clean from these drivers, as we have all the drivers staying safe so far, and deflated wing making a lovely move around the outside of turn 1 on both Björn and Chaz, as we have Jakob Cormac Hutton making a move on Jakob, and Top Gun making a move on Rothwell. Rothwell might have got a bit unfortunate. Oh, as we have a Red Bull, and I'm not sure who the other car is, but we have let's have a look at that, as cars are attempting oh, Red Dragon has already got a 3-second time penalty. Maybe something has happened there, but we watch Red Dragon make a move fighting that guy here. Stays ahead of the Williams. He'll be looking on the back of Exotic lanes, especially while his hard tyres are not yet warmed up. We sets the fastest lap of this race, and he's got a 9/10 gap to Björn, who of course started on the hard tyres as Red Dragon attempts to move on Exotic, exactly as I thought he would. He's still alongside and has to settle in behind for the S section. We have a 10-lap sprint race here, and a lot of the drivers are very close together. However, we do have a 1.3 second gap between Chaz and Björn, so the front two might look at running away with it here. Cormac Hutton makes a move on Johnny B. It was a lovely move there. And Johnny B has the DRS, or they all do, but he is looking at going down the inside of and maybe pushes them off track a little. We might have to see how that unfolds. As, we also saw Johnny, Red Dragon and Exotic swapping places, but we have two Johnny B and Cormac Hutton going side by side through the three right-handers. Oh, the other Ferrari, Jakob. His fastest laps are swapping here, there, and everywhere. And Greg and Jakob are fighting into the final corner. And we have a 4/10 gap between them. Willow makes a move on Camper, going into the, looks like he got the move done in turn 1. We have a lovely airplane helicopter shot of the track here. Willow definitely looking at the back of Watlow. Maybe down at the end of the DRS straight. We'll see how that unfolds. And as up ahead we have Exotic Planes making a move on Chaz. We have a very handy camera angle. Oh, and as we also have Johnny B getting passed by Jakob here. Ooh, that was very close. This Top Gun. Ooh, bit of battling here through the long rights as Watnell gets the second time penalty of the sprint race. Top Gun will definitely be considering a move down the inside of Cod Camper if he gets close enough, but he does not. Willow makes a move, and John B. Oh, but Jakob gets better traction, makes a move around the outside of turn 2. As drivers are starting to... As Watnell is into the wall at the end of the S section. Wonder if there was any contact involved with any drivers there. Of course, we were not able to see that. Jakob, Watnell will be unfortunate for a situation like that to happen, as Björn has made the move for the race lead at the front. Missed that, but as a sprint race, there's always so much action going on. Maybe these hard tyres will be bearing the flame for these Mercedes drivers in hope to finish off the drivers and instructors, as Deflated is let through by Björn. Cormac Hutton gets the next 3-second time penalty of this race. Track limits, of course, very easy to get round here. Willow makes move on. As Watnell has retired from this race in the pit lane. So that we are left with 15 drivers in this race. And let's see if Björn will attempt to move on. Deflated goes to the inside. Let's go on board. The move was already done by that point, but Chaz gets the move done as well. Okay. So Watnell has a move break, which he is getting used to. That's fair enough, mate. It all takes a bit of time to get used to. As exotic might attempt to be looking at the move on Deflated Wii going into turn 1. So as we have Greg make the move on Jakob before turn 1 as well. Jakob will be... I mean, Greg does not have DRS on Johnny B, so there is the potentiality of Jakob making the move back. Okay, so gaps are like starting to come together as cars are joining trains of each other here. As our closest battle is going to be Smaller Smiley making having a look at the move on Willow, but doesn't manage to get it off. And Greg and Rothwell battling here. Of course, that camera angle is absolutely useless, but Greg gets the move done on the... But Rothwell is looking back, but Greg stays ahead. Our closest battle on track, apart from Rothwell and Greg, who is now caught up to the DRS of Jakob, is the battle for the lead. We have the top 6 drivers all within a second of each other, but it seems to be that so far the hard tyres has not been as Deflated gets our first another time penalty as Smaller Smiley goes off track as well. That is not looking good for the Haas driver. But he is still within DRS of Rothwell, so he is definitely going to be trying to stay with the drivers at the moment. Because Deflated Wii has a time penalty here. He's only going to drop down to, if my quick maths works in my head, he might only drop down to P5 or 6 as Exotic runs wide into the second last corner. So, of course, Björn not having the DRS on track. Or is something else has happened at turn 1? Looks like something maybe with Cormac Hutton. Maybe a little bit of a argy-bargy there. let's watch this battle. I don't think as we. There's a thing with these sprint races; they always go really quickly. As Red Dragon gets another 3 second penalty, I believe that is his second, so he will have 6 seconds of penalties here. He's looking at whether Cormac Hutton will make. Oh, what is going on at the front of the grid? Just Björn and no, that's Exotic and Deflated Wee. All in a little bit of touchy contact between the two, but oh, as they both run off track here. I am really glad I'm not the steward for this week. But we'll have to see what develops with, if anything develops with that. But hopefully not. We don't like seeing stuff like that happen. Maybe just a little bit of contact. Chaz is 2/10 off Björn now. He will definitely be looking for the move in these final 2 laps. As Corgi has now learned to speak Dutch in the past week. I do not know how he has done that. I don't know whether he has taken a tutor or he has got one of his friends to teach him. But he's now good at Ziddle. So will Chaz be able to make the move on Björn, as Björn goes very defensive here. But Chaz gets the move done, and of course Björn will be looking back at the Red Bull on the final lap of this sprint race as that guy gets past Cormac Hutton and them swapping up around the positions. But Red Dragon has had a moment, and Jakob and Greg and Smaller Smiley go 3 wide at the end of the straight, and they're all fighting here. Smaller Smiley gets the move done on Jakob here, but as we go into turn 1, Björn has made the move on Chaz, and Red Dragon now hits. I think that is the end of his race, unfortunately. Of course, getting 6 seconds worth of penalties is not going to be good, especially in a sprint race. As we watch the top 3 within a second, about 1.2 seconds of each other. Any 3 of them could be looking for the win here. Put some spare wires in what, Corgi? As Johnny B gets a 3-second time penalty, and Exotic will Chaz get a move done round the outside as Rothwell gets 3 seconds, and it looks like Chaz might have gone off track there. We don't want to be seeing any Lando Verstappen stuff partake in this race, as maybe it looks like the hards might have actually worked in favour for the Mercedes here. And as we come to the finish line here, Björn is going to cross the line P1, Exotic P2, and Chaz P3 taking our top 3. Deflated Willow crosses the line P4, but Deflated only goes down to P5. That guy P6, Top Gun P7, Cormac Hutton P8. Great races from them, getting up to the final points paying positions from the last 2 places on the grid. Podcamper P9, Jolly B P10 as our top 10 in this sprint race. That was a very entertaining sprint race here, as we have our points paying positions as Whatnell and Red Dragon, of course, are retirees from the sprint race, but they will hopefully be looking forward to a comeback. As I'll be honest with you guys, in my race on Sunday when I raced in 82, that hard tyre for the sprint might be worth considering. As we now get ready for the qualifying for the main race here, we have 16 drivers that will... Yes, Corgi, qualifying, let's go! As Whatnell has retired from the session and has left the session also. No, we need Whatnell back. Hopefully he will be able to join back. Oh, we have a McLaren. That will be the first car on track. That is a Johnny B. Yes. Oh, I could take control in this race if I wanted to. I will not, because I do not want to race. Everyone has those moments. It's bound to... It happens to everyone at the best of times. Yes, as Corgi just said, it happens to the best of everyone, and for luckily for us two, we have never... Me and Corgi have never collided in a race yet. Whatnell, we will also say that your AI will be racing around the track for you, and we hope that they can pull it off for you. We hope that they can... Yeah. Yes, Miami was a bit of an outlier, because of course our qualifying wasn't very good. We didn't want to really go anywhere. I mean, as I said to you, I didn't want to fight you. I wanted us to utilize each other's friendship. Protecting a friendship? Well, well, well. Yes, so for our short qualifying for the actual race, we have Johnny B, who is the first on track and has a very nice run through Sector 1, does a 25-1. So... But he invalidates coming out of Sector 1, that is very unfortunate for him. As Chaz is on the hard tyre here, which is not... I mean, I say that for the sprint. I did not expect to see a driver on the hard tyres. But Chaz is doing what seems to be a banker lap, as Johnny B lets him through, gets out of his way. Does a 101 combined sector time through Sector 2. We'll see what he can pull up on the start-finish line. See what lap time he can pull up, and we can also compare them to the laps we were seeing in sprint qualifying to see how much quicker these guys get, as he's on the limit with track limits there. But even with the hard tyres, as Chaz does do a 1:31.8. As next car to cross the line is an Alpine, but I think he's on an outlap. So our next driver to cross the line for a lap time will be Red Dragon here, as he has used up his entire deploy to cross the line, but he does a 31.4, goes 4/10 quicker than BRT Chairs. So we have the two Mercedes on the medium tyres here, as we have Exotic on a lap and Björn on an out lap here, and using his battery through the long right-hander. He crosses the line to go P1 with a 30.8 on the medium tyres, 7/10 quicker than the Dragon. And he of course lets his teammate through, who is on a lap, and Jakob goes P3 with a 3/10 difference to his teammate. Johnny B is next to cross the line with a 1:32, and we have a Cod Camper crossing who's invalidated his lap, so he will hopefully be making his way back round the track and pulling into the pits. I mean, 12 minutes left of quali session, he's definitely got time to do a solid lap time. Rothwell now crosses the line, goes P6. So he definitely has some pace left to see. We'll see what he can do on the softs later into this session. We'll sit on with Björn as he finishes his lap here, and to see how close he gets to the track limits. Oh, very, very close there. As he invalidates on the final corner. That is not what Björn would have wanted. He's invalidated on the inside of the final corner. We now have a Williams coming up to the line in that guy, but he is invalidated. Jakob, or the red car of the Ferrari, is now in the pits. As we see Johnny B probably going to pull into the pit, but Willow is on an outlet. Yeah, you're a friend of UK Price. I remember UK Price. He was very fun to race against. Yes, he was Corgi. UK was very fun to race. Me and him had some great battles over the season. As we see Willow go through the S section here. Of course, Willow goes purple, but we all know what that means. That doesn't mean everything. As Willow comes to the end of the back straight, we have been on a lap with Willow here. As I was recently saying, he was fighting with Exotic for the drivers' championship. Unfortunately, it has not gone his way as of late. So there is about a 40-point gap between the two Mercedes who are fighting for the Drivers' Championship. So we'll see how that changes and how exotic can be. And as Willow goes quickest, yeah, with a 30.5, which is, I mean, from an AT2 driver, seeing these lap time just blows my mind, because I do not know what these drivers are doing to. I mean, they obviously don't know what they're doing. I just do not understand it. Let's go as Deflated Wee's just gone P2. As Chaz now on the soft tyres after setting a lap on the hard tyres is now in going on to the back straight. As we have a little bit of a thing on the final corner between a Ferrari and a Mercedes, obviously fighting for track position. Yes, Corgi, everyone should join the league. It is a very lovely place to race, and I absolutely have enjoyed my time. Everyone should. Everyone will. So Chaz comes up to the line and finishes his lap, uses all his battery, and goes P4, a 10th of exotic planes in third. That means the next car on a lap to come across the line will, I mean, Björn is starting a lap. We'll see how close he can get to Willow's lap time and his teammate, as Chaz has just left Top Gun 3, but Top Gun has invalidated his lap. That guy invalidated his lap time, so he'll be going again as we see a slight lock-up into turn 1. And that's Exotic. Exotic is on a lap. He's just going to cross the line. He's a 10th up, which puts him P1 currently with a 30.4. Yeah, so Lantern, the way I see it is, it's kind of like a journey to me, and you start off whatever pace you are, but with the racing and taking part and everything, you just naturally get quicker over time. I remember my first season, I was fighting for P10, like P10 to like fighting for P10, P8 most races. And now I'm fighting for one of the championships in the league, alongside alongside Greg, who is currently P14 at the moment and on an outlap. So it's just one of those. It just happens naturally, kind of thing. And yeah, as Corgi said, like it's just a great way to meet people that share your interest in Formula One and whatever little random quirky things that you might find that people are also interested in as well. Oh, as we go back to the action on track here, Red Dragon comes into the pits. He has currently P7, and a lot of our drivers are coming into the pits here. And Chaz has invalidated. I'm not sure which of our drivers are currently on in laps and out laps, but I think, yeah, Greg is definitely on a lap. So let's go on a lap with my title rival in 82. Let's see what practice he can get. He does a 25 flat in sector 1. Yeah. The good thing about watching Greg do his laps is I know what I need to aim for to try and beat him on Sunday. There's a bit of competitive edge there. Not cheating, just competitiveness. Oh, Greg coming to the end of his lap here. I don't think he'll have time to do another lap, so this will be his final run of the quali session. He's run out of battery slightly before the line, which is maybe beneficial, but across the line to go P11 just ahead of Smaller Smiley. As now we see, so Top Gun is just about to start a lap as well. Of course, Top Gun will want to start better than P15 as he did in the sprint. Let's give Top Gun a bit of a... Let's show people what Top Gun can do and see what he can do on the track. I mean, from my own perspective of racing, those S's are very difficult to get right, and of course one little mistake can set off the entirety of the first sector, and it's very easy to invalidate there. So the fact that loads of these drivers are getting it almost nailed on is absolutely incredible here. As we have Greg letting through drivers on track as well. Everyone is on track at the moment. We have all 15 cars. There's Top Gun. Let's see how much... Oh, that camera shot is amazing. Really see how close the drivers are getting to the line here. It goes P9. That is the end of Top Gun's qualifying, as we have every other driver in the session about to start their laps. I think Exotic is going to be the first one to cross the line and we'll be able to see what he sets. Looking very good so far for Exotic. Of course, he is going to be looking for... because that guy retires in the pit lane, so his quali is now done, and he will not go any quicker. And Greg, of course, stays P12. We knew he wasn't going to get in a lap in, as Chaz has letting through drivers as well, so that is his quali done. He will not go any quicker either, which I think that was Chaz, it might have been Top Gun. One of the Red Bulls letting cars through, as Exotic now comes to the line, doesn't invalidate, and don't think he went quicker, but he stays P1 so far. And we have... who is next? Well, there's a Ferrari, so It is Jakob who goes P8 with a 31.4, as we have Johnny B next across the line stays P11, and the other Mercedes of Björn goes P2, and Willow is next across the line here and takes pole position off Exotic Planes by a tenth. That's very close between the drivers, as Red Dragon is next and will go P7, as we now look at Smiley, who will be the last car to cross the line. He's 2/10 up on his previous lap time and goes ahead of Rothwell in P14. That is the end of our qualifying session here. So we have Willow P1, Exotic P2, and Björn P3. Our top 5 separated by 3/10. Cormac Hutton getting to P5. I completely missed that. That is an incredible qualifying from him. And the rest of our top 10 being Chaz, Red Dragon, Jakob, That Guy, and Top Gun, all looking to score points, and all 15 drivers, of course, will be starting the race very, hopefully, well. As we now go into a 5-minute break for the drivers, so that way they can get a drink or do whatever they need to, I will give you some information about how the drivers and constructors fight in 81 is going on so far. So currently we have Exotic Planes in P1 and Björn in P2 with a gap of 39 points. See, I was about right with the 39. So there's a 39 gap between those two, so if either one has a mistake a mistake in a race before the end of the season, then what the other might go on and win the championship and confirm it. So that one cannot be confirmed today. But in the teams championship, there is so Mercedes are on 367 points, or not 567 points. My apologies, and they are ahead of the MoneyGram Haas team in P2 on 257 points with a 310 point gap. So, of course, if Corgi was here, he'd definitely have his calculator out to find out if what needs to happen for Mercedes to confirm their constructors title win today. I will try and work that out for you in this 5-minute break. And if Corgi can hear me, I will hope that he's getting his calculator out as well. No, that was a very interesting quali session there. Who do you guys think will? Yes, I would like you to be a calculator, please, Corgi. But who do we think is going to be P1 here? Who is in your predictions for this race? As we are currently waiting for this 5-minute break, as I got kicked out of my Xbox party, so I don't know if anything has happened. Okay, perfect. Thank you for the confirmation, Corgi. That was very scary. I saw game chat come up and did not like it. But as we try and calculate what needs to happen for the end of the season, because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 7 races, because our Japan race did not happen in IIRL this season, so that race has been pushed back to the end of season, so we will not be ending with Abu Dhabi, which I think a lot of our drivers will be happy with. So there are 7 races, including the sprint that happened today, and the ones in Brazil. Is Qatar a sprint? I can't remember. But if there is a sprint race in Qatar, do not alarm me. But so we'll have those 7 races, which for the 2 Mercedes drivers is a maximum of 25 plus 18 points. So maximum of 44 points per race, I think. And because there are 7 races left, it's about 308 points for both drivers, plus the 2 sprint races. So I think if Mercedes can confirm the Constructors' title win by the end of this race. So we will have to wait and see how that goes, as we are now on the formation lap here. So we will see what strategies people are pulling out of their pockets. Interesting. If you saw the NA race on Tuesday, not everyone that started on the hard tyres kind of like fell back. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Corgi. That has taken a lot of the brain edge out of me, trying to work that out. So we have 4 drivers starting on the hard... No, that's not 4, that's 5. We have 5 drivers starting on the hard tyres this race. We have Willow and Exotic in P1 and 2. We have Comet Hutton in P5, that guy in P9, and Cod Camper starting in P12, all on the hard tyres. So we'll have to see what happens in this race. I think we've got 28 laps worth of racing coming your way this evening, and we'll be hoping for some very big action zones going, and very clean and safe racing. Hopefully we don't want any reenactments of the real life race here. As my co-commentator, who is not here tonight for reasons, he has just informed me that if Mercedes, the 2 Mercedes drivers, outscore the 1 Haas driver tonight of Smaller Smiley, if Smaller Smiley gets outscored by 22 points, they will win the Constructors' Championship tonight. As drivers line up, no one got disqualified this time, but it's 5 red lights, and away they fly. Very good start from Deflated there, and also the 2 Mercedeses. We go down into turn 1, a little bit of contact there, but just like the sprint race, everyone has made it through cleanly so far. Willow has dropped down to P3 off the start, as you would expect, with being on the hard tyres. So we'll be seeing how they we see how they come back to use them towards the end of the stint as the medium tyres start to wear off, as we have a Cormac Hutton and Chaz going alongside into the but up ahead. Great shot here of Deflated trying it down the inside of Björn, which turns to the outside, but it'll turn back to the inside again. Will he get the move done? Bit of contact there, but Björn stays ahead for now. As Red Dragon has made a move on Chaz and but there is a very slight bit of contact there, but Red Dragon will still be looking at the rear of the Red Bull. No, I would like to see your predictions in the chat as we are lap 2 in this race. Who do we think will win this race? Because my personal prediction is that it will be Willow or Exotic. I think their hard tyres will come into play later in this race. Angry Corgi thinks Watnell will win this race. Of course, his AI, his non-natural body is driving around the track for him. So he is 8 seconds back from the next car ahead of Cod Camper. But as we go back to the front of the grid, Deflated and Björn are swapping places. But nothing to... Corgi thinks Deflated will win this race. Doesn't think that the hard strategy will work in the 3rd to 5th placed currently placed car's way. Deflated has set the fastest lap of this race. Smiley has made the move on that guy. Obviously not, maybe struggling to get his tyres up to temperature at the moment. Björn is still 2 tenths off the Alfa Romeo Kick Team Sauber car, something like that, and he's made them move before the DRS. Of course, the DRS detection point was a fair bit earlier before the corner, so he will be able to keep the DRS and stay ahead of Deflated Wheel going into the next braking zone. That is... I mean, all the cars are still very close together at the moment. We'll have to wait and see for the... it looked like Jan had a little correction there in the final corner. It's not what he wanted to see. Could allow Deflated Wheel to catch up ever so slightly. We are currently seeing gaps start to form between P8 and P9. So there is our first gap in cars currently. This one will allow us to see what lap times people are doing. We can compare stints when these drivers start to pit. Could potentially see Top Gun try the move on Red Dragon into the braking zone here of the corner I do not know the name of yet, because I did not check. It's turn 12 nonetheless, so he was able to get the move done as he now looks on the back of his teammate for the night of CM21. Willow is now on the back of deflated Wii as Rothwell gets our first time penalty of the actual race here. So lovely camera shot of the cars going up the hill, but as they come down it, we'll be seeing Willow on the back of deflated, on the back of Björn and Exotic Planes and Exotic Planes top 4 within a second of each other, with the Aston Martin and the Red Bull, the two Red Bulls, as Top Gun is potentially catching back to the back of this little train here. And all these cars weaving to try and get the slipstream down the back straight and stop each other from being able to benefit. So all the places stay the same, maybe a little bit of contact as Jakob and that guy are swapping positions, as maybe even Johnny B might look to get into the action here. But we'll see if anyone attempts anything. Ooh, as that guy might look around the outside of Jakob. Little bit of contact there, but nothing too serious. And that is absolutely brilliant from that guy there. Of course, on the harder tyres, but absolutely brilliant. And that was amazing to see. There's a bit of contact there between Willow and Deflated as going on the exit of turn 1, as they all now line up for this basically a single file section of track here, as Johnny B has made the move on Jakob here. As unfortunately for the AI of Watnell, he is 36 seconds off Cod Camper at the back of the field. But all these right, I really hate this camera. But Deflated has gone down the inside of Björn, I believe, and Willow is even looking at the back now, was a little bit of a tank zapper, as it again gives me this camera angle. I do not know how they stick on a car, which has completely ruined the overtake. But nonetheless, Exotic and Chaz and Top Gun have been fighting as well. Oh. We will have to see how this entitles, as we have a spinner of some kind, look to be a smaller Smiley or Cod Camper, who is falling off the back of DRS, and maybe a little bit of contact between one of the two drivers there, as Jakob now gets a 3-second time penalty in this race. The biggest fight is at the front of this grid, as we look to see how, as Jakob has had a spin of some kind during the S section, as he spins and loses his front wing, as we have a safety car in this race now. So this will bring the entire field and Whatnell back together, and we could potentially be seeing some safety car pit stops here. Of course, the three drivers between P3 and P5 will probably not pit. But could the medium runners be considering a pit stop to maybe even try and go to the end of this race? As Whatnell's AI has pit, so Whatnell is going to be going to the end of this race. Deflated Wee pits. Björn pits, Willow pits. That's not what I expected to see. But the other two media runners of Exotic and Cormac continue on. But and that guy has also continued on. We had a double stack from the Red Bull here, because Top Gun has lost out here from the double stack. So everyone has picked, apart from 4 drivers here. So we have Exotic, who didn't pit, Cormac Hutton, who didn't pit, that guy who didn't pit, which are all in the hard, so they'll be trying to go long in this race. And Rothwell is probably the only one who I would have expected to pit, being on the medium tyres, but he is carried on in this. He's carried on the medium. He could be trying the long game here, or could he be expecting another safety car at some point in time? Yes, Corgi, it is an interesting strat from Plains and Cormac Hutton, but to be honest with you, I didn't expect them to pit here. I think with the nature of the hard tyres on this track, I would have been shocked if they'd pit, because I really doubt that Willow and Cod Camper will be able to make it to the end of this race. I think it's going to be very difficult for them to make it to the end, and we'll have to see how it plays out, because if there is another safety car later in this race, it could work in Willow, Rothwell's and Cod Camper's favour. Yes, you didn't have anything to do with it, but we mentioned it, so you can be at the forefront of all the blame here. I want no part of the commentator's curse. First, Rothwell has now pitted a lap later. He gets a 10-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags here. I do not know what that's for. Maybe it's like an accidental overtake of the safety car or something, but Rothwell will go to the back of the field now as he serves his 10-second time penalty. He will be looking to get back into this race as soon as the safety car comes in. Yeah, exactly. It's not the time penalty will not affect Rothwell's race from now on, because he would have been near the back of the field anyway after staying out for one extra lap. Yes, he did serve the 3-second time penalty, but you have given me the idea to show off the penalties in this race. So we have BRT Chaz with a 3-second, Jakob with a 3-second, and also Rothwell with a 3-second time penalty as well, after just having served that 20 seconds. Of course, this safety car is not near the end of the race at the moment, so anything could happen. Safety car should be in this lap, so we'll have a look at our best gainers so far, which is that guy who started P9. A safety car does come in this lap, but that guy is our biggest gainer so far, with Willow having started on pole and dropping down to P6, but he's hoping for the race to come back in his favour later. And also Jakob dropping 8 places, but also looking to come back. Yeah, we can get tyres back up for you, Snacks. Just checking out the position change as we get back underway from this safety car restart. All the drivers that started on the mediums did pit, as Exotic Planes gets off early here, trying to catch Cormac Hutton out. As we get underway from the safety car, as something might have happened at the back, and we are going there. The drivers are going 3 wide in, as Willow also looks at them. I think Later Blue gained quite well there. Oh, and that guy has got a 3-second time penalty, and Chaz and Red Dragon have got through. And it's a spin for Smaller Smiley, unfortunately, but we'll see if there is another safety car, or if he can just catch up to the front of the pack. Willow is potentially looking at a move on the place. We might even attempt it through this corner. That was actually a better use of this camera angle, as he has got past. We can get back to this view now, thank you very much. And we will get rid of that. We had 2 drivers not hit under the safety car, and Willow has now made his way past Cormac Hutton into turn 1. A little bit of a attack there, as Pod Panther has also made the move on Greg, and Small F Smiley has retired in the pit lane. That is a very unfortunate finish from him there. Of course not the way he wanted his race to go, which unfortunately does mean that with the Haas not scoring points, if the commentator's math is correct, that as long as the Mercedes drivers score 22 points or more, then that is the end of the 81 Constructors fight in IIRL. Willow has made his way past Cormac Hutton and Exotic Planes, as all these drivers are fighting and scrapping. Oh, and a little bit of contact there. Doesn't seem to be any damage there on the Mercedes of Exotic Planes, so we'll have to see if anything might have come out of that, but didn't look to be anything too bad. So Willow on his medium tyres is starting to stretch away at the pack, as that's a big dive from Björn there. Manages to stay ahead of Cormac Hutton. Of course, Cormac is in a Mercedes sandwich currently. Don't think he'll enjoy being the filling in that. The gap has extended at the front of the pack to 2.4 seconds, as now Chaz is having a look down the inside of Exotic. Ooh, as Red Dragon now gets involved. Okay. Ooh, they're going 3 wide. They're all trying to give each other space here as Red Dragon settles in behind the 2. And Pod Camper in the background of that shot makes the move on Johnny B in DRS. And Red Dragon has now got the inside of Exotic and gets the move done. It didn't look very pretty, but it was a decent move in a decent place. So as we are now entering the halfway mark in this race, we have had a safety car, and we will be seeing a few of these drivers pit again. As Exotic is running at P7, he will have to pit before the end of this race. Same with Cormac Hutton. Now, Björn is still on the back of Deflated Wii, and he's going to try making the move, and he has completed it. Very good move from. And Greg and that guy and Rothwell in a little battle here. As we can see that Greg is past the Williams. As we go back to the fight at the final corner, which is one of the closest battles we have on track currently. Rothwell gets another 3-second time penalty. That is unfortunate for him. But Björn does make the move on Deflated. They are fighting for the provisional lead of this race, which Willow has pit. Again, unless Willow does make it to the end, I'd be very shocked if he does, but I would like to see him try. As Johnny B gets a 3-seconders. I think that is Rothwell who has had a spin. The S's are are causing a lot of victims here, as Deflated has made the move past on the straight, and Cod Camper is past Johnny B too. I had to make sure which McLaren that was. It's very, very close racing between the Stake F1 team Kick Sauber, and I think that is Rothwell at the back of the pack who might have missed a braking point. All the drivers being pretty close so far. Of course, Willow is extending the gap to Deflated and Björn as they fight. As Rothwell has retired in the pit lane after getting the 6 seconds worth of penalties, and of course unfortunately spinning as well. Unfortunate for him, but he He has had a decent showing this race. Yeah, I know, we don't want to see Rothwell retire, but we have... I am not having... We get drivers go... Red Dragon, ooh, it's a great shot of Cormac Hutton making a move on exotic planes. Of course, exotic planes and Cormac Hutton have not pit yet. Could we start seeing those drivers pull into the pits maybe at this lap or something? I mean, the gap has gone down between Willow and Björn. Yes, Corgi. Why does everyone retire? We see that guy going to the pits with his stop for this race. You know, let's see this pit stop. Let's see what the Williams pit crew can do for that guy here. Simple stop. We'll have to see where he comes out and see how far he can take the medium tyres in this race. Let's go on the back of this battle between Top Gun and Exotic. Of course, Exotic, as I said, not pit, but Greg gets a 3-second time penalty here. Of course, that is very different. And Jakub has got 10 seconds for corner cutting. I don't know what happened there. Apologies, I think my laptop has just run out of battery, so I do not have a visual, but Exotic has come into the pits now. And he will probably go to the end, and he's got 11 laps to do so. As Corgi has just called out to me that Chaz has been given a 3-second time penalty for corner cut track limits, I imagine. As we go back into the action of this race, of course, Cormac Hutton is now falling further back after having not pit yet. But the main talking point of this race at the moment is, when will Willow pit? Of course, that is what we want to see so far, and if he will be able to catch up, because he's not. We want to see whether he gets caught up in traffic or not. No, we don't want to see what will get lapped. As Cormac Hutton goes wide here, I think he definitely could be seeing a pit stop now, which we do. He's also got end plate damage. I didn't see that, but he's got end plate damage, and he retires from this race after getting that 3-second time penalty. So that is the end of Cormac Hutton's race. And now we are on lap 18. We have 10 laps to go. We have quite a few close battles at the moment. Of course, we have the battle for P2 on the road at the moment. Björn does get passed by Deflated Wee here with the use of DRS. while this race has happened, I also forgot it is Halloween tonight. We should have made this a more spooktacular stream, made it all scary and spooky, and so whoever wins this race will be designated the newest winner of this race. And as Exotic is working his way back up through the field the best he can, has set the fastest lap of this race, and he has also just made the move past Johnny B. Before I forget names. But closest battle on the track at the moment is this battle for P2, this never-ending, the Halloween. They will be crowned the Halloween. So I feel like we're going to be seeing a lot of swapping from the Björn Beast and the Favourite Wheel for the end of this race to try and catch up to Willow, which they are doing very successfully. The gap is now down to 2.2 seconds as Whatnell, the soul-driven driver, the scary, has now been lapped, unfortunately. So, unfortunately for Whatnell, that is the spooky Ghost Rider. Yes. As we have Cod Camper, who is now pit for his final pit stop of the race. And we have Greg and Exotic not side by side, but and that guy has made the move in the pit while Cod Camper has been in the pit, so Cod Camper will be looking to be quick towards the end of this race. I do think that we will be seeing a Willow pit stop sometime soon. The gaps between the drivers are starting to spread out. Bit like your Halloween sweets, when you bring them home from trick-or-treating, you like to lay them out on the table. You spread them out, or like butter, depending on which you fancy. But Willow does pit now. The Willow will be very quick, and we'll be seeing a soft tyre, or the risk of the softs, because no one has used the softs yet in this race, but it is the yellow wool medium tyre that Willow puts on, so we'll keep track of him, of course, now that he will be on very fresh tyres. As Bien Deflated are fighting it out for the lead of this race. Again, they've been, of course, at each other's necks all race. Deflated, with the use of DRS, is looking at and has made the move, and I think as that guy gets a 3-second time penalty, I think my co-commentator in the comment section will be loving the idea of learning strategies and tactics that can be used for the race on Sunday. Of course, as Corgi did predict Deflated to win this race. So we will have to wait and see how that one does play out. As Red Dragon has made the move on Top Gun into turn 1. So, and maybe Top Gun will make the move back with DRS at some point in the last 6 laps of this race. As Top Gun has still got DRS, will still have DRS down the straight, but we will have a look a bit at that as soon as they get down the straight a bit later, because right now Bjorn and Deflated are about to swap for the... I want to see what the world record is for how many times a drivers have swapped, but they haven't. That was interesting. I wonder if there is some mind games being played on there, but looks to be very responsible so far. I think Corgi was cheering on Deflated Wii in a as Corgi has said, he has been very... the leading driver has been very responsible so far. And yes, I have just stolen that line, and I will be. We can use that every week until the end of the season. As Willow has set the fastest lap so far, which has beaten out Exotics. Where is it? Is it that one? Yeah. She's beaten out Exotics' fastest lap by a second. And we'll have a little look at our position gainers. So Top Gun has gained 5 places and Greg has gained 4 places. And our Lord and Saviour Watnell has gained 3 places and is 3 places off the points. We'll see if he can get back in this race at some point. Alright, now Willow will be looking at the back of Top Gun. Maybe even is going to try run the outside. Isn't able to get them in. He goes back to the inside. And could we see a similar move like the one we saw earlier in the race with I think it was that guy, and there's another great overtake around the outside, of course with fresher tyres, which we will be able to show you how fresh those tyres actually are. They are 3-lap-old mediums compared to 16-lap hards. Willow will now be looking to catch up to the top 3 here. Of course, Chaz has got a 3-second time penalty, which Willow has already got him inside the 3-second gap of. And Bjorn and Deflated have swapped again. And then Top Gun has got past Red Dragon. But as we see how the gap of Willow falls, as this could have been a strategy gone right situation. And that guy has made the move on Greg. They are fighting for the last points paying position of P10. And Top Gun gets a 3-second time penalty here. That is going to affect his race massively, especially in this fight with him and Red Dragon, because he's currently ahead, but At the moment, the gap is less than 3 seconds as we go into the last 3 laps of this race. Honestly, it felt like only 20 seconds ago I was talking about lap 4. This race does go quickly, people. As we see that Willow is now on within DRS of BRT Chaz, going, and he's going to attempt it. As Exotic is our next victim to track limits. Of course, the top 2 are swapping again, and they are. We'll see what tactics are played until the final lap of this race, in which everyone will be able to lead. So Red Dragon has got the move done on Top Gun. Of course, Top Gun unfortunate to get a 3-second time penalty here. Now, Willow is on trigger. He's trying to do the exact same thing, but he can't get it off this time. And could we be seeing a situation where the medium tyres are now starting to fall off? And as I say that, yeah, Willow makes a move to turn 1, or up on the run to turn 1, and he has got 2 laps to catch through the back of the top 2, whose hard tyres will definitely be nearing a end of life situation. We'll have to see how much the top 2 get involved in battles to see how much Willow can shorten this 3-second gap. So, Deflated has made the move on Björn here. Top Gun has made the move past Red Dragon again, but Red Dragon could potentially have a look around the outside here. Oh, but turns to the inside and then turns to the outside again. And we'll have nothing is able to come out of that for Red Dragon, but Top Gun spins. That is very unfortunate for him, and now Exotic is through as well on Top Gun. That is very unfortunate for Top Gun's race, but that could be helpful in that could be the difference between the ending of this Constructors fight, as Top Gun has now pit and retired from this race, retired in the pit lane. That is very unfortunate for the end of Top Gun's race, as we are on the second to last, the penultimate lap here. And Deflated is ahead of Björn, and Willow is within 1.5 seconds. He will want to catch up into DRS and hope these drivers do squabble in Sector 3 and potentially allow Willow to get within DRS and potentially steal the race victory from the 2 drivers. The gap is 1.2 seconds currently. And Willow is now within DRS here. Who's going to win this race? I have absolutely no idea. So we not only have we got a fight, we've got a fight for 3 podium paying positions here. And Willow is going to fight with Björn going into the S section, and neither one of them is going to want to give up the chance at the win here. But could we be seeing some little bit of, as they go into the DRS detection point, which seemed to be maybe a little bit of DRS chicken there from deflated Wii, and there is a bit of contact there, but deflated, and which one of them missed out on slipstream, and that was deflated Wii here, and deflated Wii missed out on. So Willow will not have the use of DRS to get ahead of Björn Beast on this final sector 3 of this race. And he is going to have I don't think he's going to have the opportunity now. I don't think he is. Cod Camper gets the move done on that guy and that guy. But as they cross the line, Björn is going to cross the line P1, and Willow with a very different strategy compared to everyone else, and as P2 and deflated P3. Very unfortunate to miss out on P2 and the win there. Chaz crosses the line P4, Red Dragon crosses the line P5. Exotic, I think, got very unlucky in this race, and maybe the strategy didn't work in his favour. But he crosses the line to go P6. Jakob has a 10-second of unserved time penalty, so he drops down to P11, I think. But that is the end of this 81 race here, as Willow gets the in-game driver of the day. As we'll have a little podium gander, as Björn is sharing his love for being on the there is your top 3 of this race. Oh, we will. So we have Björn P1, Willow P2, Deflated Wii P3, Chaz P4, Red Dragon P5, Exotic Plains P6, Cod Camper P7, Johnny B P8, that guy P9, and Greg rounding out the top 10. We have had Jakob falling out of the points paying positions with a penalty, unfortunately, but it was still a very, very interesting race nonetheless. And Mercedes have scored over the 22-point margin, so I believe that is the constructors' fight over. And Mercedes have confirmed the constructors' title fight here. So that has been the USA Grand Prix for Texas in 81. I will be back next week for I think it's Mexico next week. Yes, we will be back for Mexico next Thursday, and hopefully Corgi will be back with me next week. I think he should be, and if not, I'm going to be very disappointed with him. But I hope you will come back to check out me racing in 82 on Sunday. We will be back for 82 USA at 7:30 p.m. GMT. So that's great English time. As Corgi has just confirmed that he will be here next week, so we are safe. So I hope you will be back with us for 82 on Sunday and in Texas, and we will see you in 81 for the Mexican Grand Prix next Thursday at the same time. Have a good week, everyone, and we will see you there. Bye.